Hey folks, do you want to know how long Delta 8 THC stays in your system? Stick around, man, and I'll talk to you guys about that. As you guys know, my name is Eric. I am the motherfucking whatever guy, and it is whatever with me. And I shoot videos 5 or 6 days a week, basically keeping you guys updated in the world of Delta 8, Delta 9, Delta 10, hemp, cannabis, and just what's going on in the realm. And having said that, as you guys know or may not know, I have run a pretty decent YouTube channel called The Whatever Guy, and I've been locked out of that channel for about 14 days. And it just so happens that along that time, around that same time that happened, I am teaming up with Just in Time from over at Abducted Edibles to create a new company, a new LLC called Whatever Time Inc. And as you guys know, we are coming forward with several new products, and obviously one of those products is the Whatever Guy's Jawed Up Juice. Having said that, we're going to be shooting a lot of videos on this channel, guys, and obviously I'm not sure if my other channel, The Whatever Guy, will last, because obviously this is my second strike, 14 days, and obviously I like doing this and keeping you guys informed. So I have teamed up, like I said, with Just in Time from over to Abducted Edibles, and you guys are going to be seeing a lot of the videos that I've done on that channel. They're redone over here, simply because way back when I made some of those videos, man, I was completely raw, and obviously I can do some updates on those videos. And as it stands today, we are doing an update on how long does Delta 8 THC stay in your system. I actually did that video probably about 6 months ago, and it gets about 1,000 views a month on it. Super, super good video that I did. And obviously, if you go back and look at it, and I look at the way I did the video, it's a little bit raw, man. I've gotten used to speaking on camera a little bit better. And so today we're going to talk, and obviously reading the comments of that video, we actually have some updates. Back when I made that video talking about how long does Delta 8 THC stay in your system, I kind of, administered it over towards like Delta 9 THC. And for those of you that aren't aware, Delta 9 THC is basically the weed that you've been smoking your whole life. Delta 8 THC doesn't come from a cannabis plant like weed does. It comes from a hemp plant, and basically what happens is it's found in such minute amounts that they have to extract it, okay, and so or convert it over from CBD that has been created or been extracted from hemp itself. Having said that, Delta 8 THC, being the cousin or little sister to Delta 9 THC, is basically only one molecule different than Delta 9 THC, and so having said that, it basically does the same thing that Delta 9 does. It ties to your CB1 and CB2 receptors. It creates a psychosis effect, and it obviously creates those metabolites that will allow you to come up hot on the piss test. I've got a lot of viewers that we had on that last video talking about they've been 38, 45 days. There's just not really been a lot of studies on Delta 8, guys. Delta 8, being one molecule different from Delta 9, you would think that the same rules would apply. But what I'm finding is that in a couple of different people from that old video, they're telling me that after 38 and 45 days, and these are god awful in shape people. Like these aren't people that are excessively overweight or out of shape or anything like that. Like one guy, he's the same size as me, 6 foot, 200 pounds, works out every day, and 38 days later, he's still showing up hot on a piss test. And the reason why that is, guys, is because Delta 8 THC binds to your CB1 and CB2 receptors the same way Delta 9 does, and it creates the metabolites that will make you show up hot on a piss test. A lot of you guys don't realize that the drug urinalysis tests, those stick tests and stuff like that, do not test for THC. And the reason why they say that they won't differentiate between Delta 8 and Delta 9 is because they're not testing for THC, guys. What they're testing for is the metabolites that are created when THC or one of these compounds ties to your CB1 and CB2 receptors. So Delta 8, being the cousin of Delta 9, obviously ties to CB1 and CB2 receptors, creates those same metabolites, and forces you to come up hot on a piss test. As it stands right now, the general rule is that what I used to do is just drink a shitload of water. Like I would drink, like if I had to go up this morning and take a piss test, I would get up in the morning about 5 o'clock if I had an 8 o'clock piss test, and I would start drinking water, and I would drink so much water to where I'm peeing it as fast as I'm bringing it out, and I would pee 2 or 3 times before I actually went to the drug test, and I would ensure that I was peeing clear before I went. And that's kind of the way you flush your body out over a 15 or 10, 20 or 30-day period. There's some products out there, obviously, guys, that will help you guys get clean, but it seems like the Delta 8 is just staying in your system a little bit longer than Delta 9. Before when I made that video, I kind of related everything towards Delta 9, and in my experience in the past, all those things that I said in the last video about, 30 days and cleaning, drinking a lot of water, all those things are relevant for Delta 9, but for some reason, some people are still coming up hot 30, 45, 60 days after they have stopped ingesting Delta 8, okay? So be aware of that, guys. And the truth of the matter is that if you guys are going to do this, do these products and stuff like that, you need to make sure, obviously, that they're coming from a trusted source. And obviously, if you're worried about a drug test, you possibly need to transfer over away from some of these minor cannabinoids and possibly find a true supplier of HAC. For those of you that are not aware, there is a product out called HAC. It's another cannabinoid, and the idea behind it is that it doesn't activate from by tying to your CB1 and CB2 receptors. What it does is it is activated by the enzymes in your brain, and so it, in theory, the thought is that it will not create the metabolites that would make you come up hot on the piss test. However, there aren't many brands out there that are making HAC that don't have these other minor cannabinoids mixed in some way. And a lot of times when you pick up these HAC devices, guys, if you click over in the COA, you're going to find out that they've got some other compound in them, Delta 8, Delta 10, thc-o, or something to that effect. And those other cannabinoids are what's going to make you hot on the piss test. Also, let's say there is a company out there, I think there's one or two companies out there that I know are making pure HAC, which is, there's 7 types of HAC, and I think the 2 main ones that they use are 9R and 9S. However, let me just say this. In theory, again, we're talking HAC is in theory, but the deal is, Liz, is they're making these HAC products in the same building, in the same factory, in the same production line that they make a lot of these other minor cannabinoid products. So chances are, if they're not cleaning those machines correctly, you are getting trace amounts of these other minor cannabinoids in your body that might tie to the CB1 and CB2 receptors within you ingesting some HAC. So again, you guys have to be very careful about these products out there, guys. My estimation right now is that Delta 8 stays in your system about 30 days longer than Delta 9 THC, and that's not no medical test or anything like that. That's just common knowledge, looking at the comments and poring over the comments of my last video from the whatever guy. Obviously it's got 5,000-6,000 views on it or whatever the case is in 6 months, and obviously if you pour over those comments, man, you can see that there's quite a few people in there that are basically stating that they're taking home tests in 38, 45, 60 days later, they're still coming up hot. I don't think it's extended out to 60 days, but the majority of the people that I've seen, I am good at saying, I would be good at saying that you probably, 15 to 20 days longer than the 30-day period that Delta 9 would normally take to get out of your system, guys. The general rule for us from Delta 9 was 30 to 45 days. I would say you're looking at 30 to 60 days of, and that's obviously during that period of time, making a conscious effort to clean your system out. So you guys take that with a little, take that information. Hopefully you guys can use it, but don't just think that Delta 8 simply because it's like Delta 9 that's just going to clean out of your system in 30 to 45 days. When chances are it might not. And I don't want anybody on here to come back and say that whatever guy said it'd be out of your system in 30 days because that's not the case. What I have actually found now, previous to that video, if you had told me that, I probably would have argued it all day long. But again, just go to the comment section of my old video, the whatever guy, for the same title, and check it out, and you guys will find out, man, there's a lot of comments in that video, in the comment section of that video of people that have been, showing up hot a lot longer than the standard time that we would think for Delta 9. So you guys take that into account when you guys are, obviously, this would affect your job and affect a lot of things in your life. So be very careful out there, guys. Be very knowledgeable of what's going on, and if you have any questions, please hit us in the comments, and me and Justin will do our best to answer those questions. All right, folks, this is Whatever Guy signing off, man, from Whatever Time Inc. I hope you're having a great week, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow, man. Love you. See ya.